Draco. Elvis.
Whoa, be more for real. Man. Hey, Maria, she's already tuned in with us, man.
Maria.
We already got comments, man. We appreciate you guys, man. Polarized clips. We got a lot of people.
Absolutely.
I found out. Yes, sir. Be more for real. That's my son. I didn't know that was his YouTube name.
That's what's up.
That is my son. Shout out to my son.
That should make
man.
you
My
feel.
namesake, man. We're going to go ahead and we're going to clap it up, man.
Very good.
Yep. Make sure y'all go ahead and like, share, subscribe, everything,
But
man.
before we get anywhere, we got to let everybody know is this lovely appearance on the screen here.
Thank you.
Who do we have here?
On the screen here.
My name is Bree.
Bree.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us more about Bree. I'm Uncle Wayne.
Bree is spontaneous. Bree gonna say what she gotta say, and Bree is gonna be real.
So you see, get ready, y'all.
Get ready. Be more for real, man. We got something good.
I'm Uncle
Wayne. Be more for real. We definitely appreciate all of our streamers, all of our viewers for sure. Real quick, we want to get a moment of silence for those who are not here with us and everything.
And can't be with us, and especially today. This is a very special day.
Special day. And it's Be More for Real.
I'm Uncle Wayne. It is Be More for Real, and it's another Wednesday.
Yes, sir. How you feeling, Uncle Wayne?
It's one of them Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Sometimes your mom said, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, keep that mouth shut.
Mm-hmm.
I might be a mom all Wednesday. That time. It's that time. You know, it is that time. But let's get on with the show. You know, God bless everybody, and let's get on with the show.
Oh, well, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good.
Yeah, how are you as well, Bree? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm very uneasy right now.
Absolutely. Be more for real. I hope everybody out there is feeling great as well. We do have to talk about some things. You know, this is just a Be More for Real moment. And, you know, we know everything with Be More Baby. And we just want to address that, you know, really quickly, because we be more for real, though. We be more for real. You already know, man. But look, this is the thing, though. We hope the best for her, and we wish the best for her. You know what I'm saying? We don't advocate for violence or anything of that nature. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victim's family as well. You know, we just want to make sure that's not the views of us. We want to make sure that Be More Baby know that, you know, we wish the best for her. You know, we gonna be more for real about it. Just a Be More for Real moment, and we just gonna go ahead and clap it up for that. Real talk, man.
But I'm Uncle Wayne. You have to understand this. First of all, I haven't heard from her. I haven't heard her side, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Until I speak to her, we're gonna leave it at that. And BMore, baby, you got my best wishes. Until I hear from her, we'll continue this later. You know what I mean? Go to the show and congratulate everybody, love and kind, and may we all get along, and God bless us all. Let's keep everyone in prayer. Uncle Wayne, we got to keep each other in prayer because we need to get to the next day. Really? All of us got to get to the next day.
All of us. Man, this is the realest conversation on the net.
Always. We always real, like, no matter what. We got to be real.
It's like if we don't address it. I mean, and I'm glad that people get to see it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not at the same time. You know, it's quite an effect though. It's quite an effect. Whatever way to see it other than real life and real time, you know what I'm saying? Like we really going through it, you know, on the BMore4Real. This ain't just a show. Right. Like if you ain't never seen it, excuse my bad language or whatever you want to say, if you ain't never seen nothing like that, well, you gonna see it on the BMore4Real podcast.
Right, our whole team. Our whole team. Our whole team. You know? So that's why I say we got to keep each other in prayer. You have to remember everybody is going through something. No matter how minor or major, we all are going through something. We have to keep each other in prayer. Absolutely. Not just keep talking about each other behind each other's back. That we have to stop. We have to keep each other in prayer. Remember that.
That's all.
All right.
Well, as we do move on, you know, this is a BMore4Real moment. You know, a lot of stuff happening in our community, and it's crazy that, you know, these occurrences will continue to happen as long as we don't do anything about it. So, like, I know you're running for mayor, and shout out Uncle Wayne campaign. We're gonna do that too as well.
Got to.
I know you're running for mayor though, right? But we want to hear also Bree point because this is your first time hearing Bree. She's actually a co-host tonight. Bree is one of three tonight. She is. So what do you think about the circumstances, the city, the way that things are going, the culture, the Black people, the state? Like, just give people a brief rundown of like your whole philosophy.
And give us Bree.
Right.
Give you Bree. That's all
Give
I can be, right?
Bree. Oh, and that even rhymes. The only one I can be is Bree.
So what I believe is that I feel like we have a lot of work to do. And everybody think it's hard. It's going to be a hard road, but leading by example can be a hard and lonely road. But once you get through that fear of being able to be by yourself, you can overcome any obstacle.
That's some pretty good advice.
BMore4Real. We can go ahead and
let's do more. So what will be some of the ways, let's say, for example, like a lot of us, we think we know, you know, especially in Baltimore. I love my people. We think we know. Can't tell us nothing. What will be a way to get started? What would be a sane one? Let's say you would tell, like some of my brothers, I'm on them all the time. I'm giving them a start. First of all, start having children all over the place and not taking care of them. That's one of the main reasons I would tell them, if you say you're a king, that's one of the reasons to show you're a king. Take care of all them kids you had everywhere. Now, what would you tell, let's say a female who said, oh yeah, I'm a queen. Well, what would you give some advice to someone who say they're a queen? Give them a little advice some advice to show that you are a queen.
Well, actions speak louder than words.
Oh, bam! That's definitely it. Because if we can put some kings and queens together, we can have some fabulous families.
Oh, we can have empires.
Woo!
All around
fabulous
the world.
families. I like how you put that.
Yes.
Fabulous families.
Wouldn't it? Fabulous families. I take that even better.
It's a lot that goes on in the world, right? And we know that. But this is BMore4Real. What we came to talk about is stuff that, like, look, we can't put into words how many people have been destroyed by their lack of knowledge. I think the lack of people knowing things begins with it, for one, right? And then number two, it all depends on who is raising us and what kind of things are we constituted in as a people. And what I mean by that is, I mean like we have no structure as a people.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how you have your campaign. We really doing stuff, but guess what? We don't have the support from the people as well. You know, a lot of us don't vote. We do a lot of things to shoot us in the foot. We want to move forward, but we moving 10 steps back. We got people that have money that say, okay, the system is not that bad, right? But just because you have money don't mean that the majority of the people not out here struggling just because they gave you a couple dollars. So we have to look at them.
That's right.
I mean, it's so many facets. It's multifaceted as it is. Like, where are you coming from in your dynamics? Because I know, like, it got to be pinging off in your mind. I know you was telling me about the book about Martin Luther King, The Orders to Kill. You was looking at a lot of other things. But from your discovery, what do you think is the root of everything that might be going on?
Well, I'm going to speak for me, and I can only speak for me, right? So
Right.
I think what it is we look for validation in someone else, and we need to look for validation within ourselves, because we are the only ones who can motivate us. We are the only ones who can be that foundation for us and our families.
Right.
We don't need someone to tell us that we're going to be great today. No, I'm going to look in the mirror every day and I'm going to tell myself I'm going to be great today. I am important and I am validated.
That's a good one.
So,
yeah, and it's definitely looking at mirror because if you get out there and be confident, that makes others believe.
Yes.
Because you can't get nothing achieved if you don't believe. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of people, because a lot of people leave out every day with this thing of, oh, well, the world beat me down. I'm going to just go out there. And that's how they be. You look at them. Look, most of them leave out the house. Oh, well, that's how they believe. Yeah. And they looking for any little thing to blow up at anybody else. This is Baltimore.
I mean, that's everyone. Everyone have their bad days. You can't be Superwoman all the time or Superman all the time.
But listen, but why has it have to be the majority of the time?
I think majority of the time, well, for me, when I was going through that phase, it was because the people that I was around, I look for their validation. I look for them. Most of the time, we're just trying to fit in. And my 35 years of living, yes, I am.
So you're 30, right?
I'm ready to be 35 years old. But in my 35 years of living, I have come to a realization that I am my biggest critic. I am my biggest downfall. So all that other stuff that people throw my way, that's just noise. And once I learn to block out that noise, I can overcome anything that I am faced with.
There you
go.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
BMore4Real. We appreciate BMore4Real, man. They say hello, fam. What's up, BMore4Real? They are in the building.
That's our family from another mother.
BMore4Real is in the building.
So we're gonna tell you about our BMore4Real. That's our other family. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you may have to get used to that family.
Look, hey, you see that there are things that happen, right? That we don't talk about. And like we said, it's just a BMore4Real moment. And we got to be serious about what goes on around us. Yeah, you wonder why absolutely. I say that? Is because, you know, a lot of people say that, okay, yo, I'm woke, right? But what does it really mean to be woke? Because while you out here, right? While we in these streets and everything is going on around us, right? To be woke means to be conscious of what's going on around you. To be conscious means to be aware of what's going on around you. But so what does it really mean to be conscious? Everybody's so soaked up into entertainment. And they so soaked up into TV. And I'm not gonna lie, I like Power. How many of us like Power? I mean, like, come on, man, let's be for real. Power, that whole Power series.
You know, I like the one with the other one that they canceled.
Which one?
I'm not sure.
For Life?
No, the one they canceled with Luther and with the other one, one they canceled. You know the other one.
I'm not sure right over the second. Sure but what I'm saying is that we've been so distracted, right?
Right.
And a lot of these things have become distraction to the people. So the whole purpose of the program is to kind of sort of, well, not even kind of sort of like, it is to deprogram you to the things that's going on around you. There are a lot of things that are being programmed in us by the media, and we are controlling that portion of it. You know what I'm saying? We are here to expose that. We got to be more for real about that. Out of everything that you see, there are patterns that's going on, right? and we are constantly talking about them and bringing them to the forefront so that people would listen. Now, let me give you case in point. So, like, I mean, I know we had a couple snow days, but for the most part, it's been a warm winter. We already talked about that, right? We talked about that here, being a warm winter. I'm gonna give you another thing that we already talked about too, comedy and stuff like that. How comedy influenced. We talked about the thing that happened with Bonte, and then one of the most important things was food and sugar. So sugar and how addictive it is, and how actually food is addictive, and they don't want to talk about it. I mean, those various aspects that we don't see is the things that need to be talked about because that is actually what's moving us as a people
and killing us
subconsciously.
Anything can be addictive,
killing
even
us.
people. You know,
we talked about that too.
Like I'm addicted to people.
Addictive.
What you mean by that, though?
Oh, what I mean by being addicted to people, if you can come to me and say you're having a bad day or whatnot, I feel like I always gotta help. But when does that help stop? You feel me? How can I help you if I haven't helped myself?
But you know, that's a tricky conversation because then when people go to say, when do God get tired of helping people? See, that's a tricky one. That's a very tricky one because I used to say the same thing.
Donna says, hey. Donna says, hi, everyone. We want to make sure we keep up with the chat. Hey, Donna, man. She said, guys, great topic. We appreciate everybody, man. Shout out to Shout out Maria. Shout out Polarized Clips, man. Shout out all you guys for commenting, man. For real, man. So Maria said people pleaser. And that man, for me, that's really important. I used to be a people pleaser up until I realized that pleasing the people didn't get me anywhere. So I had to stand firm on basically what I believed in and made sure that I made room for being better. Because I think a lot of people think that, the way I think is just the absolute way and there's no way possible that I could be wrong about anything I'm talking about. I'm one of those people until I got humble. You understand what I'm saying? It take you a few times to get humble.
And that's a people pleaser?
Well, no, I was a people pleaser at first because I just wanted people to be happy with who I am and who I was. And now I'm like, I don't care what people think about me. This is who I am. So if you don't like me for who I am, then I already did my job by being who I am because you don't even want to be around me.
So you went from one spectrum all the way to the other.
Right, because I really did. It was, yes. I would say even in time of fitting in. And like I said, we talked about that as well. You know, with the teenagers' jobs are to fit in. We don't understand that. I wanna make sure I tread lightly on this because you know what I'm saying. Look, teenagers' jobs
for real.
Teenagers' jobs
BMore4Real
to fit in, and a lot of times people spend their whole life trying to figure out where they fit in life. That is an identity crisis, and who else worse to have an identity crisis than black people themselves who didn't have an identity because it was stripped from us in the beginning, right? Kunta Kinte, all this other stuff. Right. So from the very beginning of history, and this is Black History Month for what it's worth, we should be able to have that conversation at the very least. Don't matter what you believe in.
Every month.
And we're going to
any day.
I mean,
any year.
Everything is learned behaviors.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. So if we are able to break those learned behaviors, we can break generational curses.
And it's time. And we need to strike while the iron is hot. And listen to this. You can please some of the people some of the time. You will never please all of the people all of the time. Yeah. Let me tell you something. That's why you have 12-year-olds who are depressed. Because they realize they get attention when they do stuff. This is why we fail children, because we give them attention when they do stuff. Oh yeah, we get attention. And we fail them when a child is a good reader and writer. Let me tell you how we fail children already. When they good at reading and writing, we give them all their attention.
Right.
And watch this. They are good at so many other things, but school only concentrate on them if they're good reading, writing, and arithmetic. See how we failed them? And they're good at so many other things, but we only gravitate to reading, writing, arithmetic. We are failing a whole bunch of children.
Well, like as you hear the sirens and all that stuff, and that's stuff you
reality.
can't avoid, right?
BMore4Real.
BMore4Real. What other show better than
Oh,
the
I
head?
got that.
Yeah, what other show better than the head? What's going on other than what's going on now? Like, I mean, we really in the midst of the things. We really are in the thick of things. But what we can't do is lose sight of what's going on ahead. But see, now the children, they are learning that that with all this technology, they have different skills. You know what I'm saying? And other skills that don't translate into reading, writing, and arithmetic. I definitely understand that.
Well, we can't blame it just on the children, though, because I have a 12-year-old son.
Right.
And when I look at him, I see me. And me at that age, I was just a voice that was just not able to be heard. You get what I'm saying? So I figure if we allow our children to be heard, I'm not saying that they got to be disrespectful with what they say, but they do have feelings too. So if we acknowledge them, then we can bring up a better generation that can possibly rule the world one day, you know?
Instead of crime. But you know what they all got together to do? The Republicans, the Democrats, all of them got together and said, because the teenagers acting out, they didn't come together and said, we're going to help them out and find out why they acting out. They all got together and said, we're going to punish them even more.
Right, exactly.
Right.
That's the sad
Before we get
part.
you for Maria, we appreciate you guys for keep commenting.
Maria.
Not to forget you guys. She said, upon healing thyself, then you're able to be yourself.
Woo.
She said, upon healing ourselves, then you're able to be yourself. And we're going to go ahead and clap it up.
That's it.
That's very true.
But you know what? Then you're getting to know yourself.
Exactly.
Getting to know yourself.
Because most people don't know themselves. When we talked about that?
You know how, like, when people try to fit in so much, you know what I'm saying? What happens is you lose sight of yourself trying to be something. And that's what I was saying.
True.
And that's what I had to stop doing. I found that out. Thankfully, by the Most High, I found out early that I don't have to be a people pleaser. I can be who I am. I can disagree with other people and still not feel no type of way. You can still get something to eat from me. If I see you shot or stab, I still would never walk over your body and not try to heal your wounds. I don't give a care what lifestyle you live. But listen, people have disagreements and tend not to be disagreeable. And I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? And I think teenagers have a hard time struggling because they see the reality of the world versus what they've been taught as a child.
You said it. They want to fit in.
We have the cartoons, we have these other things that are raising kids, such as music, such as cartoons, such as art forms, such as all of these things, which tend to, especially as a child, it tends to dictate your imagination, so to speak.
It's also the fear of the unknown. Everyone fears the unknown.
But watch this, it's the adults that fears the unknown. Children will develop who they are. It's the adults that don't want it because they have to explain it to others. They don't want their children to be different because they have to explain to others. But this is why I tell the adults, you don't have the right to control your children because they don't belong to you. They belong to God because you don't belong to your parents. Remember? Think about that. You don't belong to your parents. You see? And your children have
you see, because I will give pushback on that too. You
Tell
know
me why.
Because parents are the ultimate instructor. Who better to teach a child structure and listening to authority than the parents at home? You know what I'm saying? Charity, everything, all that stuff starts at home.
I'm going to answer you
if your child doesn't look at you and respect you as a parent or whatever, how much more are they going to respect the teachers? How much more are they going to respect the other adults in the community?
I'm going to answer you this, but get ready for the answer.
But how can that work when some parents don't know structure or discipline? So how can they
you almost answer it for me. You almost get an answer for it. With a snap, you almost answer for it.
Before we move from that, we got
answer for it. Somebody may have answered for me.
Donna said Black History 365. I was never a people pleaser. Was always an outsider. But listen, and she said, listen and assist and move on. I worked on myself at a very young age, and she did it daily. We appreciate it. We're gonna go there.
You wasn't mature for your age. You was raised around a lot of older people. You can tell a lot of times your maturity by who you were around. Because if you were raised around a lot of older people, like I said, your grandparents, you can tell by the maturity level it is. That's why I said sometimes when you fall in that level by the grace of God, a lot of times you can say, I'm always raised around old folks. It may have benefited you.
Yeah. It brought you a lot of wisdom.
Brought you a lot of wisdom. And people don't realize wisdom is the best teacher of all. You think of going
experience. I got you.
That's it. It's the best teacher. You think going to college teaches you something? Going to college is the freedom you need.
College isn't for everybody.
College is the freak you need. I'm just trying to tell people that college doesn't teach you things. That's a theory from someone else.
So I mean,
that's something telling you from someone else, not experience. That's from a book from someone else. You have to experience.
Everything ain't for everybody. But look, when we get to the nitty gritty, my problem with the people of America, my problem with the city of Baltimore, the county, whoever you are, wherever you are, on a geographical plane that we call Earth, this terrain, whatever your coordinates are on this Earth, is that we have to be more for real about everything that's around us. Imagine if it was a hurricane coming. I mean, Baltimore is not used to tornadoes and all that stuff, but let's just say a hurricane and stuff. We got hurricanes, and you think you can walk your tail out there because you just who you are, big and bad, and you think you're going to go out there and you're going to challenge Mother Nature and see what Mother Nature got for you while you walk your tail out there in the hurricane.
Show offs.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's just like, I think at a point, TV often, entertainment period,
right,
often blur the line between reality
and false reality
and virtuality. You know what I'm saying? When you got reality and virtuality, often like how social media, right? A lot of people are something on social media, but outside of social media, you are a whole totally different person. Like, man, come on now. That's a whole nother different world that people not talking about. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people really come out, and that's really who they are. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, a lot of these conversations are not being had because we can't be real about the conversation because we feel like we're stepping on people's toes. I think that America has become so soft that even talk about the very issues of racism and reparations, when it's on the table, people just start to suck their teeth and turn their nose up like, we having this conversation again. We having this conversation again.
I'm glad you
having this conversation again. Maybe you didn't get it the first time.
You have.
A lot of these conversations have been had.
Because your age, you need to have it. That's why your children are suffering and stealing cars.
Yeah.
You better understand the pain that they are having while they're stealing them cars. You can try to punish them all you want to, but you can punish the ones that stole the cars, but you can't punish the ones who haven't stolen the cars yet. You better let that sink in.
Yeah.
The ones who haven't stolen the cars. You can't stop them yet. They're angry. They're hurting. They don't understand why they're being treated the way they're being treated. They're not great readers and writers in arithmetic, but they are skilled in so many other things. Why do you think they figured out how to steal the cars? Apparently, they're not dumb as you saying. But watch this. But yet they call each other dummies. Isn't that weird?
Yes, very weird.
Smart as I don't know what, yet they call each other dummies.
A lot of them don't have that outlet, though, Like, and that outlet starts within the home at a very young age. So you gotta give your kids that space to be free with themselves and be free with you.
Ooh, that's another one. See? That's what I told you. You gotta respect the black mom in order to understand. That's why it's a difference. I told you it's a difference from coming from the black mom from the black father. That's why people said I don't separate. Listen, I'm a black man. I come from a black mom, and a black dad. So in order to understand who I am, I have to understand the two people that I came from. And people say, oh, you separate. Listen, I have to understand where I came from. If you are a white man, you have to understand who you came from. I have to understand who I came from. I'm not separating the two. I have to understand me. That's how I understand the situation that most black men are in. The love that comes from a black mother, we need.
It's unconditional.
Unconditional. But guess what? We need the same love from our black fathers.
Yes.
I mean, we're going to
we need both. And I understand both. Because when I talk and listen to both, passionately, when I step back and listen, I understand why both are critical.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
We're gonna clap it up, and that's what I'm glad you ended it off with, because both are critical. When it comes to
Very much so.
When it comes to that, there's a balance of life. Life only exists on a specific and under specific conditions. If there was anything off about it, I mean, at the very least, you would get sick, and if there was no cure for that, you would die. I mean, like, come on. But look, life only exists.
Daniel. Well
Life only
said,
exists
sir.
under certain conditions. So, I mean, if we don't raise our children under the perfect conditions, how much you bloom and blossom do we expect to see? Is much like a plant or a flower. That's not to say that there can't be a rose that grow out of concrete, because we know that there are roses that grow straight up out of concrete.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To be sure, we know that for a fact. We know that roots and grass can grow above concrete as well. We see that all the time. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of that's not ideal conditions, and that most people don't survive in those conditions. I see it almost like, there's a parable in the Bible that we're talking about the seed and the sower. Some seed fell on stony ground, some seed fell by the wayside, some seed fell on thorny ground. You know what I'm saying? And the last one, the fourth one, was on good ground. So it's like it's many elements to it, you know what I'm saying? But the seed that was on good ground came back and produced fruits. And why? Because it had that condition, that condition to flourish. So in order to have that perfect condition, we need a perfect balance. So to think that either or all side don't need one or each other is just asinine to me.
Right. You said. Hey, let's come on to learn. I'm running for mayor. You're going to realize everybody need an Uncle Wayne. When you're going to understand who I am, I get in. I plant the seed. I'm not with the water and all that. I get through. You understand? And my job is to plant the seed. And people don't seem to understand this, but I get through because I'm not here to pass you in the bag. Good job, good job. That's not me. I'm in there to tell you, get your ass up and do what's right. Because if you do, you know the next day is promised to you.
Right.
But sometimes you make sacrifices for others than yourself.
Right.
This is where we got the missing part at for us black men. You know, we try to skip steps and take shortcuts because we don't want the pain, because we done been through so much, we don't want the hurt anymore. But sometimes you got to feel that pain because others have to get through. You see, that's where I am. And Uncle Wayne is going to get us through that. You understand? We need opportunities where that pain is. Listen, I understand it. That's why we all now don't want to stick together no more, because we had this. Listen, I ain't going to get them. I ain't looking out for him no more. Forget him. It's all for me now. See?
Well, I think Baltimore needs a person that is raw, that has been in the streets. You can't get a mayor that's just been in Baltimore County and say they mayor for Baltimore City.
It don't work no more.
That mayor needs to be in West Baltimore, East Baltimore, South Baltimore, North. You feel me?
You see?
All around the board.
And imagine a Baltimore City where you come in again, where you see a whole difference. You see no more abandoned houses. All them houses now occupied by us. Families being raised by us. The corner stores being run by the wives of the men. Now you see HVAC, electrical, plumbers, roofers, HVAC technicians. You see them all through the inner cities. Everybody working. No more raggedy streets. You see how raggedy streets? No more. No more Penn North where everybody hanging outside doing their thing. Everything privately. People more respect. Children in the street playing again. Elderly able to come out and do their thing. And watch this. School change. Open the door. The first day of school, you see men with their children. Wouldn't that blow your mind?
What?
The men with their children. You think? Well, Baltimore here, and it'll be amazing when you see Baltimore City where it's the most sexiest black men of all time.
Yes.
Ow! Get what I'm saying? And talking about black women won't follow us. You know y'all will follow our lead if we were leading y'all somewhere.
That's it.
All right, now let's
do.
We already went a little bit over time, but let's get
do it. We do
into
it.
topic
of the
night.
Bring it on,
I
bring it
know
on.
y'all was waiting on that, man. Let's go.
What is our topic of the night? We will get it this we gotta get it.
Man, we only gonna talk about the realest conversation that you probably never seen, you never heard, you probably never even heard it like this or never put it like this before. But do us a favor as well. In order for us to keep on making this content, make sure y'all go ahead over to our YouTube, like, share, subscribe. If you're on Instagram, we cannot see your comments. If you're on YouTube, we can't see your if you're on Facebook, we can't see your comments. But those that are on YouTube for right now, we can only see your comments. I've been trying to work this issue out for a few months. So if you would go over out to our YouTube so we can continue on making this content, go over to our YouTube, like, share, subscribe. We on the road to 300. The top of one mountain is the bottom of the next. I'm not saying that's the end of our goal, but you know what I'm saying? We're going to keep on pushing forward.
Yes,
we appreciate every viewer. We appreciate all commenters. Let's go and clap it up for y'all as well. But the topic of the night, right? We're going to get into something, and I'm going to go ahead over here.
Hey, listen, we real. Like I said, it's nothing changing here.
I'm going to go ahead over here.
We're not taking bribes, so we have to be real.
Let's share the screen real quick. If y'all can hear it, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. We're going to go ahead and share the screen. Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
So...
Welcome to another episode of Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man. Now, the goal of this was never to be a monologue, but rather a dialogue, and encourage you to have dialogues of your own. So I'm privileged to be joined by Academy Award winner, but more importantly, father of 3, Matthew McConaughey. But Matthew, why are you here?
I'll tell you why I'm here, Emmanuel. I'm here to learn, share, listen, understand, here to discuss some common grounds between us, but also expose differences between us. Here to have a conversation, hopefully promote more conversations, and with the end goal being that we take the time we're in now and constructively turn a page in history through some righteous and justifiable change.
That is always my goal. Before we get to our own dialogue.
All right, so this is by Emmanuel Acho. We don't own the rights to this. I had to say that. Did we say that? Don't own the rights to this.
Need to say it, yep.
Don't own the rights to this. Shout out Emmanuel Acho. Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man. For your viewership and all that, we're going to try not to pause this, but we're going to try to give you as much of it really quickly as much as possible so you know where we're coming from on this one. This one is White Allergies with Matthew McConaughey, and it's with Emmanuel Acho. Brilliant segment. Let's go ahead and see it. Thank you.
I have to address something for y'all, because so many have asked, do I say black people or African American? And the simple and shortest answer is black, because it's not only most accurate, it's also least offensive. Keep in mind, not all black people in America are African. There are Jamaicans, there are Cubans, but also there's some black people that don't identify as African because that heritage got stripped from them during slavery. So just a quick short answer. I know so many of y'all asked that question, but Matthew, let's talk.
Well, this is another reason why I'm here. Like your last episode of Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man, I watched that and it gave me new context. It gave me some new insight. It made me think of the why, not the how, which I think is a lot of what you're unpacking, and hopefully we can unpack today with the why, individually. And I was telling you, I'm big on values, and I feel them deteriorating across the board. How someone like me, how can I do better as a human? How can I do better as a man? How can I do better as a white man?
That's powerful. That's how you put me on the spot. I'm gonna be honest with you, because that's what we're here for, to have uncomfortable conversations. You have to acknowledge that there's a problem.
Yes.
So that you can take more ownership for the problem. The first step to acknowledging it is sitting in this chair right here across from a black man and being like, okay, I may not be talking about you, Emmanuel Acho, but I may be talking about people who look like you. Individually, you have to acknowledge implicit bias. You have to acknowledge that you'll see a black man and for whatever reason, you will view them more of a threat than you will a white man. Probably because society told you to. You have to acknowledge that if there are two people with equal resumes, studies show that the person with the white sounding name is twice as likely to get a call back as a person with a black sounding name. You're a very successful man who probably has several people under you. Are you a part of that statistical problem? Are you looking at a resume saying, Man, nah, they sound a little too hood for me. You know, so I think individually, we must each fix the problem, because I believe that individuals, they affect the houses, and the houses, they affect the cities, and the cities affect the states, and the states affect the nation, and the nation affects the
continents.
world.
Yes.
Exactly. So individually, you have to acknowledge, maybe I do have a bias, and fix it.
Yep.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Man.
That was deep.
We're going to go ahead and clap it up. We don't own the rights and or anything to that or anything. And shout out to Emmanuel Acho with his channel, Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man. Make sure y'all go ahead over there if y'all want to view the rest of that and things of that nature. But this was a topic that was brought up by Bree, and this is why she is here now. Very interesting, very, very interesting person. So we had a different spin on it because of black allergies. Of course, we don't have a white man.
Black what again?
Black allergies.
Black
because, of course, we don't
Can
have
you
a white
explain
man
that?
on
Black
the podcast.
allergy.
And I'm going to go with, she asked me to pull this up. Black allergies.
So black allergies are cultural norms, practices, behaviors, or expressions that often unconsciously reinforce biases, stereotypes, or other negative consequences.
Deep.
Again, cultural
And
norms,
I
practices,
didn't know he
behaviors, and expressions.
actually felt the way he felt when, because, you see him as an actor, and especially the way he looks more like a white boy,
Right. White boy.
But you can't judge every book by the cover.
And listen, just like he said, listen, we have it inside here too. You know how it is. We always judging a book by its cover. We grew up that way.
So is that a black allergy? Would you describe that as a black allergy? It would be judging a book by its cover?
Listen, my mother, she used to look at it was Jimmy Dean's. Was it Jimmy Dean's? It was some sausage. And when the guy came on, he had the thick mustache. And when my mother used to see it, she used to cringe because he used to say, Jimmy Dean sausage with that thick mustache. And she used to cringe. Mom, why you used to cringe? And she said, he reminds me of them Southern white men from the South. He used to have them thick mustaches. There's something about her. She remembered as a girl how they used to treat her. That look, it gave her, and she felt a certain way. So it goes to show a certain look that triggered her. My mother, as a grown woman and 9 children now, triggered her as a little girl, as that same feeling and that sound she heard. She didn't have to see her face. She just remember his voice. Voice in the mustache. Get it?
I get it.
Think about it, man.
Hey. Deep and powerful. Shout out Donna. We appreciate you guys, man. We definitely appreciate all the viewers and commenters and everything as well.
So is it learned?
Black allergies. So, behaviors and all behaviors are learned behaviors. So we come in this world knowing nothing, and we leave out this world with everything that.
Do you really believe that?
Yeah, we don't know anything.
Everything is learned.
Everything is learned.
Everything because
that
we come in this world knowing nothing.
That we look up to.
It's proven. So, look, there are animals, right, that come right out the womb, like horses and stuff like that. At day 1 or 2, they can walk. You know what I'm saying? They can crawl around. You know what I'm saying? They can do stuff that humans can't do. Humans are probably the most defenseless babies that are probably born on Earth. The animals that's born in the wild and all that stuff, they born with certain features, and some of them can do. No, human babies need everything done for them up front. Like I said, some of them can at least walk just straight out the womb, real talk. Like giraffes, all that stuff. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Animals can. Not all of them. Some animals have,
we as humans, we can do whatever we want to, but not
babies. Babies are the most helpless. Human babies are the most helpless.
It does seem like we are helpless.
Without human help.
Look, I raise puppies compared to the babies, right? I raise puppies, and it is compared to babies. It's we are some helpless little critters.
I like the research. So
but part of the black allergies, before I go on, behaviors that are learned subconsciously. Donna said behaviors are learned consciously or unconsciously, and that is a very all right. So before I even say what I want to say,
Conscious and
we're gonna appreciate Donna for that comment
Yes, we
because I
are.
want to say something about that.
Yeah. And listen, I'm learning more.
Now look, there are 3 levels of reasoning, what they also call the 3 levels of arguments as well, right? And so
3 levels.
3 levels, right? So the lowest form of argument or the lowest form of reasoning, right, when you're going back and forth with a person, is to argue, to go back and forth. They call that low level reasoning, right? That's the lowest level stage. Me and you going back and forth and just hashing it out, right? The second form of reason or argument is what they call the subconscious level, right? So you got right there in the first 2, you got the conscious level where me and you are consciously with our mind just going back and forth and butting our brains together, right? That's argument, right? Me and your brain is butting together. Then the second, right, is the subconscious level. It's either through music, it's through artwork, it's through craft and all of that stuff. You don't. It's like more like, I can show you better than I can tell you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's more like that. I can show you better than I can tell you. It's through music, through entertainment, through any type of artwork. Really, any type of entertainment is artwork. A lot of people don't understand that, but it's all artistry. It's all a form of artistry. And it's various. Art is just a general subject. You know what I'm saying? Even architects and all that stuff that build houses and all that stuff, they are artists as well. Carpenters, it's a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Engineers, it's just, the list goes on. But anyway, that's the second form, and they say it's a higher form of reasoning than just arguing back and forth. But really, the first, you should be able as adults, we should be able as adults to go back and forth, argue, and be able to talk it out.
Okay.
We really should be able to use that first
one, right?
We really should, as adults, be able to use that first form. The second form is a higher form of reasoning. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. But the third form is really the second form on BMore4Real level. You know, in reality, it's like, I'm gonna show you better. They call it the kitchen table level. I'm gonna apply what you know, what you saying. I'm gonna apply it to real life. Let's take what you saying. We're gonna apply it to real life, and we're gonna see what happens.
Okay.
Wow.
That's the highest form of reasoning that they say. Okay, if you right, we're gonna do what you say, and we're gonna take it, and we're gonna apply it to real life.
I kind of like those.
And we're gonna see what happens. That's the highest form of reasoning, but that's the.
I really didn't know they were these 3 steps of reasoning.
I didn't either.
Really,
So
this is
when she was saying behaviors are learned consciously or subconsciously, that's how a lot of behaviors are actually learned. A lot of behaviors are learned in the music in that realm. You know what I'm saying? They may not even like you as a person.
What is this form called again?
It's called the subconscious realm. That's the second highest form of reasoning. And then the third round, they call it the kitchen table level reasoning, which is basically applying what you say to real life. So if what you say is right, let's go ahead and do it. Let's challenge it.
Right.
Let's put it to work. And if it don't work, then shut up.
Right. I love that one.
So
that's how it is.
That's the reason I'm always
right. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? And we appreciate that.
I love that
what
one.
You say work,
but listen, that's it, right? That's the result of all of this.
So,
you know what I mean?
My thing is this: if you can talk to somebody on that first level stage of reasoning, and you can't reason with them, I would say just skip number 2. Go straight right. I agree. Go straight to number 3. If you right, man, let's try it.
It's not that I don't trust the next one.
No, you know the truck. We're going straight to that one, right?
It's not that I don't trust the next
Put your
man
money where your mouth is.
It's just me personally, I need to figure it out for myself.
Right.
Because I don't want you to drag me.
Right, that's right. Right. I like it. We're going to go into that next one. We all feel good about. Therefore, we all can get along. But still, if that's the case, we all can get along. That one, we all can get along.
And hopefully we can. But you know, like we were saying, you know, black allergies, you know, there are a lot of black allergies. I would say one of the black allergies that we have is really trying to blame the system in a way where as though we had control over our own situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's only but so far you can go with blaming the system.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That you're going to get away with it, especially as a black person. Like, we know the system messed up, man. You know what I'm saying? And we're not saying pull yourself up by your bootstraps. We know the system is what the system is. You know what I'm saying? We know the system has its biases and everything else like that. But it's a fine line between the two. You cannot just totally use that as a crutch. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of those black allergies. So that every time everything get messed up, you can just play the race card. And that's another reason why this shit don't work no more. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the little boy who cried wolf. You know what I'm saying? You keep crying wolf. Oh, they did this and the police did that. Like, yo, no, they didn't. I just seen a video the other day where the police, they got body cam footage. I don't know why the dude gave him the ID or whatever, but he still shot at the police first.
What happened?
They stopped him. He gave him his ID or whatever. He turned the car off and everything. Everything seemed right at first, and they still popped on him. And I was just like looking at it like, and I think it happened in Texas though. It wasn't in Maryland for sure. Okay. But what I'm just saying is that, you know, for police, they got PTSD too. Look, I was a normal traffic stop. You gave me ID, you shut the car off, and then next thing I know, you popping off on me. So now we got to give them leniency when they go up and they drawing guns on you. Like, whoa, I'm about to give you my ID. That's what that creates. You understand what I'm saying?
A lot of us are scared to hold other people accountable for their actions. We feel like that we are stepping on someone's neck. But I want a friend that holds me accountable for my actions. You're not my friend if you don't hold me accountable.
Sure.
That means I can get over on you. I can manipulate you. I can do whatever I want to do too.
That's right. You're not a friend if you don't hold me accountable. But a lot of times friends feel as though they don't want you to be upset with them. And I don't really call that a friend because they just want you to always be around them.
Right.
But you're right, they are not true friends. You understand?
What are those black allergies, though, that we seem to have those symptoms? You know, like when you're allergic to something, you know, stuff start to happen. I think another black allergy is our disdain for authority.
Yes.
Our disdain. I mean, like black people, we do better at traffic stops than white people. Let's be real. Let's be more for real. We can clap it up there, but we can't be too happy anywhere else because, I mean, honestly, we don't have respect for authority. You know what I'm saying? We're taught that at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of that does have to do with how we view our black men. Like, we haven't had enough black men step up nowadays to be put in the limelight in order to, you know what I'm saying, be that light. You feel what I'm saying? I did see a brother though. I think his name King something. The first.
So we don't have trust in the police until we need them, just like we don't have trust in God until we need them.
I think it goes hand in hand with not trusting a man. We don't trust our own black skin. We don't trust our own black brothers. You understand what I'm saying? That right there creates a non-respect for authority. Okay. So, because if you don't respect another black man, you don't respect him, period. Notice how when a white man is a police, you be like, yeah, okay, you know this nigga ain't playing. Excuse my language. You know this white police officer ain't playing. But for the black police officer, you be like, yo, come on, man. You know, we brothers. Come on, man. Let's be more for real, man. We just be sitting there, bro. You know you brothers, you gonna let them do this. You try to play that card because you want them to feel sympathy for you. And which, by the way, they should. I'm going to go ahead and talk about it because the white people, the way they treated Dylan Wolf when he went up there and shot up that church and he got to get Burger King before he went to jail, they don't treat their own people like that. Why would you? And they are police too.
That's another black allergy. Another black allergy. Black people don't stick together.
Yeah, I mean, they sell out for the government. Yeah. I'm trying not to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Go ahead.
Martin Luther King, right? Martin Luther King, right?
BMore4Real.
Malcolm X. They were supplanted by black government workers.
BMore4Real.
They hired black government workers to pose as people that were a part of and affiliated with what they had going on, just so they can infiltrate and know what was going on. That's how they got Martin Luther King. That's how they got Malcolm X. It was not white people that really did it in essence. They did it just like the way they did Christ. You want to know who said crucify him? It wasn't the Romans. It was his own people. They said, matter of fact, they had a choice and they still chose to crucify Christ. I'm just like, I look at the patterns. I look at the patterns, man, and it just don't get no clearer than that. Let's be more for real.
Divide and conquer.
Yeah.
It's been that way in time. But you ready for this? Remember, they got sold Jesus Christ out for 30 pieces of silver.
Yep, you sure did.
Now you know what they sold them out for. A pack of Newports, 100s. A pack of fresh 100 Newports.
Yep.
Jesus around the corner. I hate to say this, but that's how it easy because people nowadays don't care. They don't care.
There's no compassion.
None
at all.
We got a
at
comment.
all.
We got a comment. It says remain confident. We appreciate you for commenting. This person says, sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a lifestyle. Woo! Real, man, that was dope. I'm gonna go ahead and read it twice. They said, sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a lifestyle. Make sure y'all go ahead and pay attention to that. That is a lifetime quote. That is something that will forever stick with me. We definitely appreciate you. We definitely appreciate you. Remain confident in what you're saying as well too, because that was dope. That was dope. Be more for real. We is in the building. We got some commenters. We got some viewers. Appreciate all y'all, man. Real talk.
We really do. And this time we got to finish the rest of the video.
Yeah, this time. Okay. Hold on,
Right.
because we talking about black allergies and white allergies. We wanted to give you the background on that because we don't have a white man or white people here to defend themselves as well. So we want to refrain from having that conversation until we have white people that are confident enough to have that conversation on this platform. So we're going to stick with the black people, and what better?
Kind of makes sense.
Like you said earlier before the production, we gotta talk to our black people first as well too. We gotta make sure we get our house in order. So let's be more for real.
We gotta have that uncomfortable conversation with ourselves. We really do. You know, we gotta sit down and really get along because we don't get along. So how are we gonna sit at the table with the rest of everyone else when we don't get along?
Exactly.
You know, watch this. Would you want to be called black or African American?
Black.
See,
and I think you should really listen to this episode.
Wow, that is
exactly
crazy. That is crazy.
Why?
That's crazy that you asked that question, but we'll address that another time.
Is that on here?
Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into it. Okay, let's go ahead. He was just talking about
due diligence.
He said some. All right, hold on, because he did.
How long is this?
It's 12 minutes, so we definitely.
Yeah, how long?
For copyright reasons, we don't own it. We're going to always have to cut through it.
Yeah.
It might take a long time to just get through this 12-minute, 13-minute video. It really might. We do have another comment as well. April Garson, she said, hey, y'all, from BMore4Real with Dennis and Earl. What it do, April?
Right.
BMore4Real showing off. They in the house, man. We appreciate y'all.
BMore4Real, we do appreciate.
That's the brother station right there. You know what I'm saying?
From another mother.
Yeah, that's the brother station. So he was saying that some people identify as African Americans and some people don't identify as African and all that other stuff, which intrigued me, which is why you said that. Because now let's take African American, which is why we're going to come up with the attack on English, right? You know, we're building a series, and you get a lot of hints, right? Now, African American is two continents, right? And when you look at it, the two can't be true in the same. And let me tell you why. Because when you look at a person like Elon Musk is from South Africa. He lives in America. He's lived in America. He grew up in America, went to school in America, right? So Elon Musk, a full-blown white man, is an African American. By definition, Elon Musk is an African American.
Right.
So this is what I mean by the attack on English.
We
are described as African American. We are described as black or all that stuff. We just don't know. So English is not clearly defined in terms of definition.
African American, right?
We sat there and went over definitions of definitions. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into the English language because the English language is quite interesting to say the least,
and it's very important. But to know words,
knowledge is power.
To know words.
Bang.
So we're not gonna take away from it anymore. Let's go ahead and get back into it. Let's see what Matthew McConaughey and what is his name? Emmanuel Acho, my boy Emmanuel Acho. Dope podcast. Let's go ahead and listen.
Black Lives Matter, a banner for now, yes, but is it a banner that is a bridge? Do you think to take us to, when we see Black Lives Matter and we understand that and it's all agreed on, then we can wave the flag of all lives matter, but not until.
I think it's not until. For example, Right now, we are facing the world's greatest pandemic since the Spanish flu. We all know that. Coronavirus, COVID-19. Right now, we're focused on finding a remedy for that illness. We're focused on finding a remedy for that strain of the flu. That's not to say that cancer doesn't matter. It's not to say that HIV doesn't matter. It's not to say that ALS doesn't matter. All those things still matter. But right now, the coronavirus is killing people. And so in the same token, Matthew, that's what I propose is that once we get these black lives that are being ended unjustly handled by the grace of God, if we can get those handled through conversations like these, and I hope that y'all at home are having, then we can be at a point to focus on everything else. But remember, you walked in here with the mask. You walked in here with Clorox. Why? Because there's a virus going on.
A specific
The
one, too.
specific virus that is imminently ending lives. And that's the same thing going on in the world. There's a virus. It's just of the mind. It's not of the body.
Heard. Equality. The definition of equality. What equality is and what is equality not. It's been an American issue forever, and we continue to work and grow and evolve and debate what the definition of equality should be. Yes, sir.
Oh, so this is what we were just saying, man. And Emmanuel Acho, man. Shout out Emmanuel Acho for sure, man. He really had a very powerful podcast on this one, man. Shout out to the brother Emmanuel Acho for sure.
And
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, shout out to Matthew McConaughey as well. Shout out to both of them.
I'm
We're
really
going to go ahead and clap it up for them.
Hey, I had to give him a second.
We do have commenters, man. We do have commenters, man. For real, we gotta get to these comments. We apologize with you, but we're gonna make sure we get y'all.
Absolutely,
because the conversation never happens without y'all. The mic is always open. Remember that.
Thank y'all,
and appreciate you guys as well. April, she says unity starts with the black family, which starts with how black men and women interact with one another.
Yes.
Until that broken relationship is repaired, we can't move forward because we need one another.
Yes,
we're going to go ahead and clap it up for that. Shout out April. Shout out
April, you make all the sense in the world.
Shout out
Very
April. Shout out
so.
BMore4Real. And speaking of BMore4Real said, that is the purpose, to keep us separated, and it is working. Divide and conquer is the enemy's tool.
We said it all day today. Divide and conquer.
This is the good conversation I have, you know what I'm saying? Because he was talking about what is equality and all this other stuff like that. And we're going to actually get into this because I kind of, they were saying that, what is equality? Now, let's be more for real about something. When there was a time where black people really did have our own towns, like Greenwood and we had Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had our own towns that were actually destroyed, and they were bombed by white civilizations because they feared the independent black people. We had our own bankers. We had our own hospitals. We had our own schools.
And
we
who
did well.
Destroyed?
The white people, they did destroy this. So what I'm saying is that
it was actually government who did it.
The government. Actually, the first time they dropped the bomb from a plane, if I'm not mistaken, was on a black community and not in war. It was on a black community in America. So let's be more for real. We can have this conversation because we are actually good. See,
have to tell the truth.
We need this, we need that. No, give us our 40 acres and a mule. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. You can, and we can do what we want to do, and we can come together as a people.
This is the truth.
The dynamics are not going to work.
This is a written down true history.
The dynamics are not going to work as long as we 2% of businesses. We at least 13% of the U.S. population. There's no way that we 40% of U.S. jails, but we only 30% of U.S. population, but we only 2% of businesses. There's a misrepresentation of numbers there. And see, I'm a numbers guy. You cannot play with me like that. We are overrepresented in the wrong places and underrepresented in the right places. How can this be? So what is black liberation? Why is black liberation so threatening to white people? We don't have the white people on the podcast to talk about it. But luckily, this is Black History Month, and we're going to be more for real about it.
We don't need them on the podcast to tell the truth.
Man, come on, man. We're going to get into it.
We don't need them on the podcast to tell the truth. Come on, man.
don't need them to tell the truth.
They'll be
We
all
gonna hear
right.
their side too. And
They'll be all right.
Luckily, we got the
They'll
video.
be okay.
Luckily, we got the video with
We're
Matthew
not talking
McConaughey.
bad about them.
Yep.
They will be okay. We're speaking the truth. That's okay.
By way of Matthew
That's
McConaughey,
all right.
we at least had one white
And,
voice.
and
or
he
something
was
here.
there on that.
Yeah.
And how he
set
speaks.
you
What's
free.
up? And
Yeah.
listen, and I'm really feeling him. He really making a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And listen,
Shout out Matthew McConaughey.
really,
For real.
and
Shout
we
out Matthew
gotta
McConaughey.
have the uncomfortable conversation. We just
do.
have to.
We gotta bring
have
those
to.
back in our homes.
Oh,
We
my-
do.
And shout out
Yeah.
Bree. She the one that came up with the whole topic.
And I'm
Like,
loving
that's
it
why
for
she
she
here.
had it
Come on, shout out
too.
Bree, man. Shout out Bree. Shout out Bree. Let's go ahead and see. We got comments. Remain confident. One said, to be honest, the Eve gene proves that everyone living comes from an African woman. In reality, all humanity is related in modern history. When it comes to history, go to the beginning. We're gonna go ahead and start. And that's why Africa is called the motherland. Like, I mean, let's be more for real. April commented, she said, it is true. It starts with our own personal relationships and being intentional with the way we want to interact with one another.
Yes,
let's go ahead and
yes.
shout you out as well, Donna. Been with us all night. Donna Fresco said Black History 365, and that's a fact. You know, Black History is world history.
Right.
Black history is world history. You gotta believe that. April said they are threatened because they know the power that we possess. We're going to have to get into some of that, man. Let's go ahead.
I'm loving it. The unity. This is what I'm talking about. Together we stand. We will be unstoppable. This is the thing. And guess what? It's no threat to destroy anyone. It's the unity of pulling us together, and we rise.
Yep.
And when we rise, everyone rise. That's the thing with us. You know, when we rise, we don't never knock anyone else down. We've never been that tight. That's the beauty of us. When Black rise, we rise with everyone rise.
We rise, we all rise.
All
And that's the thing.
rise.
That's the thing.
That's the beauty of us.
Just be more for real. And I will tell you, that's one thing I do not like. White people, they have control of everything and stuff like that, and you treat your own people like that. It's literally white people that grow up in the same hoods as us. Like, that should never happen. And see, I'm one of them people that don't believe that's absolutely wrong. When you are, it's the fittest of survival. That Darwinism, we trying to survive, we trying to carry the neck trait on and everything like that. I get it. I respect that, you know what I'm saying? But your survival shouldn't infringe and impeach on other people's survival as well, because we all share this planet together. And they want us to think that this planet is overpopulated, and it's not. But let's get to the comments real quick. I want to say a lot, but the comments is commenting. If you would like your comments to be read, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. If you would like your comments to be read, make sure y'all go over to our YouTube. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, I see we have tons. We have a lot of viewers on Instagram. We had lots of viewers on Instagram. We have quite a few on Facebook. If y'all can go over to YouTube, comment on our YouTube to make sure your comment can be seen and heard and expressed, we will greatly appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. But Remain Confident said, to be honest, single motherhood is the greatest threat to the Black family. Raise our son to marry instead of recklessly abandon their seed. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and clap.
That's where I'm targeting. That's why I'm running for mayor. That's my thing, because I know how powerful that is to have a family.
Yes.
That is the powerfulest thing ever.
A family. Because sometimes, like she said, single motherhood can be dangerous. Because a lot of mothers coddle their children. I don't
Real
rap
round table, brother Ren said, be more for real. What up, gang? What it do? That was coming from a Black mother, man. Real rap round table. Shut up, brother Ren, man. We appreciate you for tuning in, man. We definitely do. But this a Black mother view. What you say?
A lot of mothers coddle their children. We are our children's biggest obstacle. We stand in their way.
But I think what I got from that was like, it's a father's job to step up. And it is.
Though.
You know what I'm saying? At the absolute end of the day, you know, us as the men of the community, the brunt of the weight falls on us because we're the leaders. We're the ones that's supposed to provide and protect for the women of our community. But just like on the flip side, the brunt and the responsibility is on us to provide and protect for the community. Then the brunt of listening and being a part of the and getting with the program and being and submitting to the program is on the women on the flip side, because how can we get something divided when the house itself is not even in the same program? That's what we are talking about. Yeah. We're not even on the same page.
Get it there.
And so, you know, I know a lot of women have, you know, they say, look, this man can't lead, but how do you know? Because you're not following. You understand what I'm saying?
That's what Uncle Wayne is for. You're going to lead the house. Listen,
a woman leads the house. A man leads the world.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I'm going to give you that.
I love how you do it. You don't have to lead the house. You're right. That makes all the sense in the world.
The women's domain.
Because the man need to be doing something with himself.
And that's why Uncle Wayne. Making sure that house still works.
Out there taking care of business with Uncle Wayne. Right. You understand?
Right.
Being an HVAC technician, electrician, a roofer, there it is. And when they come home, home is well taken care of. Because guess what? If the baby mother or the wife want to be an HVAC technician, electrician, she can too. If the husband want to be home taking care of the home, he can too. You see, vice versa. Yeah, it's a balance. You understand? That's where I want it. Absolutely.
So part of the Black Allergies is that, you know, we use racism too much as a crutch to get ahead. You know what I'm saying? We use the white man as an excuse that for our household. Like, look, the government or whatever, none of them should have that much power over our household. These other countries, these other people, these other ethnicities, of people, they come over here and they thrive and they are successful because they know the true value in family. Look, we can't make it by ourselves. We are truly as strong as our weakest link. And I know that sounds cliche, but if we don't actually live according to those words, if we don't have that as a guideline, whereas though it takes a village to raise a child. Let me tell you how crazy it is, because nowadays you can't say nothing to nobody's children. And that child can say anything to these grown people and not expect, when you jump out there and grown people choose not to get grown people consequences.
Well,
but see, look, that's what happens. That's what happens when we don't teach them
you
that
and I
at home.
separate ourselves. You just gotta leave people children alone.
I have young sons too, and that's what I want to tell
you. You ever see them mama? And when you talk about their children, sir, you've seen that, right? You know, But look, that's the time listen. A black mama and their children, sir, is very dangerous. It's like a mama bear, right? You said the same time.
She's like, you better not.
A mama bear, right?
Hey, look, let's be more for real. That's a good shit. One old person quote, mama knows best. Mama really do know best. For real, it's nothing like a mother's love in this world.
Don't play with that children. You don't mind.
It's nothing like a mother's world in this.
It is.
Mother's love in this world. And I pray that every children has that. And see, the truth of the matter is that every child deserves a parent, but every parent does not deserve a child. Let's be real about that. That's the truth. That's the truth.
I was deep. I was deep. I'm not sure about that one. But that was deep.
Ren said that was powerful. The women lead the house, the men run the world. Powerful.
It's time for us to all pull together. Whether you white, black, orange, green, no matter who you are, we got to pull together. But the thing about it, Baltimore is the majority black. You know it is. Majority murders are black. Majority ODs, depression, majority are black. So if we know that, then we have to concentrate on the majority of what it is. You know, that's when I try to understand what we're going through. We have to understand, if we address out the majority of the problems, then the symptoms goes away. Simple as it is. Stop fighting black, white, orange, and green. Start targeting the problem. Do you see? I'm a mayor that's going to target the problem.
Uncle Wayne for mayor, y'all.
There you
Wayne
go.
For mayor, don't forget it, man. We're going to go ahead and clap that up.
You got I'm gonna tell you, all of y'all,
Hey, let's be more for real, man. We went well over time because this was just
because it was real.
it was a
We
real
had the real.
conversation. You know what we do,
And
man.
Bree
Like,
here
we,
dishing it out.
we, shout out Bree, man. We gonna go ahead and shout
Oh, we
out Bree.
got
This
to
is whole
shout out.
conversation.
This was a month.
This was brought to
Give
you
me
by
some
Bree.
love, Bree.
April,
Bree gonna give us some love here.
April say sorry she got to run, but she glad she finally
Hey,
she
April,
finally caught us.
we love you.
She'll see us next
With
week. She
those
love the show.
response.
We appreciate you, April. Actually, we on the way out too, man. We appreciate y'all, man.
And we
Come
gonna
and
look
get y'all
forward
weekly
to it
dose
next
of
week
reality. We
too.
are rated
Yes.
off of reality. Do us a favor and hit that like button, man. Hit the like button, subscribe.
Uncle Wayne.
I'm OMG Danny.
And I'm Bree for real.
Man, be more for real.
Oh.
Catch y'all next week.
Be
Rated off of
blessed.
reality.